It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Been this way all day. Airtight, no mistakes, solid shot.
And yet another green in regulation.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
And getting ready for the putt. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill. Fairway tilts a little bit to the right. And it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that, 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, uphill shot. What did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Knocks it up on the green. It is about 28 feet away from the hole. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
He needs this for par. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. A lot of excitement here. Let's take you out to the action once again at the 13th. Coming down the stretch, it's been a real struggle all day. Time to pull it together, put the round behind him, and then just regroup. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's good work right there. Just a tap in.
It's no snack, though.
Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that positive attitude.
That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong three-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards as the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard three-wood trying to run it down there is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable, but it's whether it's worth the risk.
That shot does finish up on the green, but it sets up for a very difficult putt. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a little tap in here. That's a par. Stays at +2. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards, Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. Hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. And he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut, not too bad. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, here we go again. Another shot from the rough.
Yeah, let's see if he learned his lesson.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Just a couple of feet. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present second round coverage of the PGA Championship. The season's final major championship is about to get underway here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Frank, as we look at the field for this PGA Championship, this golf course favors what kind of player?
Good drivers of the golf ball, Rich. The first time they had the event actually at Quail Hollow, when it was a regular tour event, David Toms won, who was one of the straightest drivers of the ball. Rory McIlroy's won twice around here, obviously one of the premier drivers of the golf ball. JB Holmes, we know he's long, but also amazingly straight for that length. Ricky Fowler on a good day is a great driver of the golf ball. That's really what Quail Hollow not only requires, but demands.
Frank, going back to 1961 when this golf course was open, several different designers have put their imprint on it.
That's why there's this great collection of holes, Rich, and I think that's why when you look at this golf course in complete overview, it becomes a great driving golf course. I think you see that when you first step on the tee, plus these collection of greens. And I think that's all the meetings of the minds. There's no real flat surfaces. There's little pockets. Each green has its own identity. You put it all together and you've got this wonderful test.
The original designer, George Cobb, Arnold Palmer made a few modifications in the mid-1980s, and then Tom Fazio came in with a redesign back in 97, and then again, as the modern game exploded with distance, 2003. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. It's tough to take an extra club out of that lie, Rich, because it's always in the back of your mind. If you hit it properly, it's going to email the green.
He gave that one everything he had. I mean, really gouged it, and still, it was short. Well, this is how you build a good round, Frank. You just keep hitting greens. This one just requires a little bit of focus. has his par. Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one long, there's another bunker over there as well.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
So a tester from 4 feet. Wow, I thought he made that.
Tough break. Even par currently.
Well, double par here. Time to pick up and move on. Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6, and a 7, and an 8, or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine. This is an awkward length.
Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. Frank, in modern professional golf, we're seeing more and more drivable par fours, like the 8th here at Quail Hollow, 350 yards. What do you think of this hole?
It's not a bad hole. Drivable, some might say, but the angle of the green means it's hard for that tee shot to keep on the green. But I think the reward for hitting a driver is try and sort of aim at that tree just left of the green. And the reason why is then you've got to pitch up the direction of the green. This is a really narrow green.
These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today. No fairway here, this one in that rough. Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Terrific golf shot, and now that for an easy birdie. Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Mark a birdie on the card. Well, Frank, what do you think of the 9th hole here at Quail Hollow?
Oh, I think it's a beauty, Rich. One of those long, nice drawing tee shots. 500 yards is a par 4. You have to hit a good drive down there. The fairway doesn't camber that much. Hole does dogleg to the left. Big advantage for a big tee shot here.
That's in the fairway. Frank, what's ahead now on this approach shot at the long par 4 9th?
Well, what's in favour for the player, Rich, is the fact that both the left and the right side of the green slope back towards the middle. So you can almost use them like sideboards. in the direction of the sand.
And looks like it. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. And getting ready for the putt. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss and a drop shot here at the 9th. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
Well, early exit for one of what I thought Rich was going to be the favorite, but their week's over.
Numbers don't lie in this case, in this sport, and now a missed cut. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Well, this golf course goes back a long ways, to 1878, in fact. We're at Royal Troon Golf Club in Scotland. Rich Schroeder alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, where are some of the scoring opportunities out here?
Well, normally when the Open Championships played, the breeze comes out of the sort of northwest, which means those first few holes are played down breeze and the closing stretch is played into the breeze. So really you sort of make your hay on the way out and then you hang on for dear life on the way in. That doesn't really change because you have some rather short par fours to start. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. to hit the ball 300 yards through the air. That easy.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
And setting up here in the rough.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position.
And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
Still some time. Back here at the 12th, and this is a hole that heads back towards the water. You might not see your tee shot land over the ridge in the middle of the fairway here, Frank, so what's the best strategy?
Well, it's called the fox, and you have to be cunning like a fox here. This one has a slight bend to the right, and a little like the previous hole, this is another fairway that certainly requires your best tee shot.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, the Open Championship will be played at Royal Troon in 2016. It was first played back in 1923. What was first prize then?
A mere 75 pounds, so that equates to about 150 US dollars. And just to give you an idea, the last time they played there, Rich, was back in 2004 when Todd Hamilton beat Ernie Els. He got a whopping 720,000 pounds. That's right, nearly $1.5 million.
The money's nice, but every player would tell you, Frank, it is still all about that claret jug.
It is, and that's actually suited the Americans because since 1962, they've been to Troon 6 times, and 6 times the victor has been American.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Man,
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not a gimme, but well within his range. just misses. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in your Rich.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That takes him to 1 under on the day. A lot of excitement here. Let's take you out to the action once again at the 13th. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well.
But this one has a chance to be really good. Really good play off the tee, at least 300 yards and in the fairway. 190 now on the second shot. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Shouldn't be a problem here.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So just a formality here. So with that, the score is now at even par. Heading for home now, Frank, the par 3 14th, just under 180 yards. What's the key here?
Well, it's rather narrow at the front there. There's 3 bunkers, but it's the second 2 that you really worry about that narrow the front of the screen up. Plus, the front is slightly raised, so ideally you want it to fly it more towards the middle where it starts to widen up. is a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop. Second shot.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Just a little tap in here. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. At the 15th, this par 4 is over 480 yards.
The key here really is the 3 bunkers, 2 on the left, 1 on the right. 260 yards gets you past that. If you find the fairway here, then you don't have to worry about the 3 bunkers that are short of this green. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. On the green in regulation. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Just a couple of feet. Moves into the top 20 after the par. Well, that about wraps it up for us here today. I'd like to thank my partner, Frank Nobilo. Really enjoyed it, Frank.
Yeah, it's been a good day out here. Once again, we've seen the golf course give more than it takes.
For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Charity Invitational.
Oh, I liked that.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. That approach shot is well to the left, but still, he's on the putting surface. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Well, at last, a birdie. Ball's teed up, ready to fly here at the 7th.
Yeah, it's a slight elevated tee, so you see all the problems in front of you. A couple of bunkers down the left, 2 down the right, but it's links golf, so you know where you got to go. That's in between them.
This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity. That's an absolute beauty.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through the puck.
Wow, I thought he made that. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Getting set now over the putt. And that's in for a par. And what happened here in 1973?
The old squire, Gene Sarazen himself, made an ace.
He was 71 years old playing his final Open. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. That's a birdie. And that's a good position from which to make a weekend move. Comfortably inside the cut line, still with plenty of time left in this tournament. Ready to go here at the 9th at Royal Troon Golf Club. 423 yards. What are you looking to do with this one, Frank?
Well, it's another one that's a dogleg left. It's called the Monk, actually, because it faces the village of Monktown. One bunker on the left, 285 yards to carry that, but it's not that you're trying to carry it, it's you're trying to cut the ball off that.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Always great to be in Troon, Scotland, at the Royal Troon Golf Club, founded in 1878. Frank, it is a golf course, true links. It's bathed in history. Frank, we're moving inland now to the 7th hole. It's a 405-yard par 4. What's ahead?
Little dogleg to the right, a couple of bunkers right on the corner of it. So once again, check the breeze and somehow find that fairway. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank, that one needs to sit down.
Yeah, I heard a caddy once say, like, get up, get down, get up, get up, down. And the players look at him like, well, make up your mind because that one's gone. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5, was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to salivate over. It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Locked in on the read and the speed. And he makes it for a bogey here. Back to the action here as we get ready to tee off at the par 3 8th.
Yeah, 5 bunkers surround this green that's perched up. The 2 really to avoid, they're on the right side. They're incredibly deep pot bunkers. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. Our computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So a tester from 4 feet. Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
Frank, the 9th hole, 423 yards, not especially long by today's standards. You looking to make birdie here? Or you happy to make a par and move on to the back 9?
Well, there's certainly a chance for birdie. One of the hardest things about the 9th is the raised green. And it's sort of, there's 2 tiers here, just the top level. If that pin is on the top level, then you would certainly walk away with 4 very happily.
Our featured golfer setting up for another approach. Really needs to get something going here, Frank.
And that green right now must look like the size of a thimble.
Strong wind here early in the round. Really in control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. Front nine is in the rearview mirror here at Royal Troon. Rich Lerner pleased as always to be alongside Frank Navalu, who played Royal Troon in the Open Championship twice. This back nine getting underway, and we start with the 10th hole, and Frank, a blind tee shot.
Yeah, from the championship tees, the hole bends to the left. Really, you don't want to hit the ball more than 280, 290 yards. Otherwise, you'll run out of fairway. From there, just a short iron.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long. Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just 5 feet left. Misses the putt here. Has to try again and add another stroke to the scorecard. So they'll tap in.
I don't think a tourniquet is going to work after that one.
Tough to watch. So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Frank, through the years, there have been some great winners at the Open Championship played at Royal Troon.
Well, just in recent history, remember Mark Kalkovecchia in the playoff with Wayne Grady and Greg Norman. There was also Todd Hamilton when he beat Ernie Els in the 4-hole playoff. And back in 1996, Justin Leonard was to win his Open Championship.
Tom Watson also won an Open Championship here. Tom Weiskopf, his only major, that was 1973. The great Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke, they all won at Royal Troon.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. The impressive goes to 3 under with that birdie for the tournament. Now the lone par 5 on the back nine, the 16th, and while you might be thinking birdie here, you may want to think again. What are the options off the tee, Frank?
Well, really there's only one option, and that's keep it short of that burn, which is 280 yards. So that makes that 540 yards play that much longer.
Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly, and keep your head still. Birdie try up next. Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Everybody loves them. Birdie on the card. Final par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 17th. And what kind of a hole is it, Frank?
Well, this takes your best long iron shot. Normally plays back into the prevailing breeze. You miss this green on the left, it will run all the way down the hill. The bunkers might look short, but if your tee shot isn't hit properly, it'll puff up into that breeze and certainly find a pot bunker.
About 25 feet from the cup. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Good effort and good par putt. Frank, at the 1989 Open Championship, Greg Norman was in great position in that playoff with Mark Calcavecchi, and I believe it was Wayne Grady. What happened to Norman?
Well, he started off tremendous in the playoff. The playoff was 1, 2, 17, and 18. He birdied the first and the second hole. Missed the 17th green just on the left. Took 3 from the edge, which allowed Calcavecchi and Wayne Grady back in. Then took driver up 18. It bounced just 1 hop too far and found that bunker on the right side. And of course, the rest was history, and Mark Calcavecchi was crowned the Open champion.
The Great White Sharks, so often so unlucky at major championships. Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Shouldn't be a problem here. Just playing excellent golf. 5 under for the tournament. That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's the opening round of the Pittsburgh Invitational. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States. Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont, what comes to mind?
The difficulty of the golf course, Rich. I know a lot's changed over the last 20 or so years. A lot of the trees are being removed. But really, that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say we putt on these greens every single day, and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. And it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Locked in on the read and the speed. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. It's a solid par right there, Frank.
He'll be moving to third place, inching his way to the top of the leaderboard.
And now down to hole number 15. As we catch up with today's featured golfer, just been holding steady all day long, Frank.
A solid round of golf. 4 of these will certainly bode well come the end of the week. Oh, I liked that.
Good contact, good result. This becomes a different kind of battle out there today with these strong, gusty winds. Players will have to think, they'll have to take extra club, and this will not be easy. Superb position, right in the fairway, and 200 yards to the flagstick.
there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. He'd settle for par here.
Even par currently.
Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Frank, this is a point in the round where you really need to summon your best stuff. Par 3 of 231 yards. You know the pressure's building. We're at the 16th hole. You have a long iron in hand. You can't flinch. You can't take it halfway back and go. This has to be the complete swing, and you have to really have the nerve on this shot.
Yeah, this shot has to be hitting right out of the button, that's for sure. One thing to consider, though, in the back of your mind, it's always better putting back uphill. Well, uphill is actually from the back of the screen. So you actually can be a little braver on 16 than what you might think standing on that tee, because a little long is better than a little short.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So, 2 over par for the round. Frank, here we are at the 17th. It's only 313 yards. That's par 4, by the way. Nowadays, that could be a par 3. What's the right way to play this hole, or does it simply depend on where you are in the championship?
I think it depends on where you are in the championship. Sometimes people try and hit drivers at drivable par 4s. Believe it or not necessary to make birdie, but it's the easiest option to make 4. One of the problems here at 17, if you do lay it up and the flag is on the right side, you turn it into a very, very difficult short par 4. And that's the reason why people often try and drive these greens.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Headed for the bunker? Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. This is a cross-country special. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the U.S. Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship.
I'm loving that balance.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
And he's made the green. Getting set now over the putt. Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports, and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Leaves that one about 20 feet out from the cup. Nicely played shot. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Well, for such a strong man, weak putt.
Now I'll have to make this just to avoid making Michael Bublé. This to surrender, only one shot. So that's a drop shot. All set here at the par 4-7. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's a rather intimidating tee shot there, since the trees have all been removed that used to be very, very close to this fairway. 3 bunkers down the right side, another 2 on the left. They've either got to be somehow threaded in between, or the longest hitters might just be able to squeeze it past.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Frank, this is where the mental game really comes into play. You've hit a second consecutive shot into the rough.
This could compound very, very quickly. So now's a chance to just take a little breath, take a breather, and try to make sure this shot certainly gets out.
How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to not get that close? That's good. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. So another bogey on the scorecard. And Frank, what happened this week?
I think it's a week to forget, Rich.
The par 3 8th. This is where Angel Cabrera, Sunday at the U.S. Open in 2007, made a deuce, and it was set up to play at 300 yards on that final day. This is all you want, Frank, in a par 3.
Yeah, it was the first 300-yard par 3 ever in a U.S. Open.
What was he thinking there? Frank, what's the key? You just hit one OB.
Somehow forget what's just happened. Otherwise, the same thing's liable to happen.
Third shot now after having gone OB. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Once you hit double par, it is time to just pick up and move on. Count that as a triple bogey. Ouch. Here we are at the 9th, par 4, 477 yards. Frank, this is a rugged hole.
It is. It used to be a par 5. Some say it should still be a par 5. A long, straight hole, runs alongside the first hole there. Bunkers left and right. And, of course, if you find the rough, the remnants of what it used to be a par 5 is that nice little cross bunker in the middle of the fairway, which forces you to lay up.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. This is a testing approach shot, isn't it, Frank, at the 9th?
It is, Rich. The green actually might look big, and the reason why it looks big is actually that's part of the practice putting green, which is on the back of that. And the reason why I know that is because I've actually had to putt in a championship while other people were warming up to go off later on. So big green it might look, it plays small. And it is anything other than flat.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Played very poorly on the front, but still a chance to get it back here on the back 9.
Yeah, this is where you just simply have to eradicate what's been. You know, golf is that game of keep doing what's in front of you. Keep moving, one step at a time. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, you know this game can just take the wind out of your sails. Tough sport.
Everybody would love to drive it down the middle of the fairway, knock it to 10 feet and make the putt. We know it's not always going to happen, but play to your strengths. You might be chipping well. You might knock the odd 30-footer in. You don't have to play perfectly to make a good score.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough, and he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Well, not in contention, but in for par. Pretty short hole here at the 11th. It's only 379 yards, par 4. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
105 yards out. Frank, this does not look like the same golfer we were watching earlier in the day.
It's hard to imagine what happened. This would be one play you'd want to interview at the end of the day and say, you know, where exactly was the turning point? Because it all went south.
Settles in over the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Clean this up with a tap. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, too many missed shots, and now a missed cut.
Yes, it's disappointing, but the experience gained from playing this course really will be invaluable. Now's the time, just pick your head up and move forward. There's always another week.